Been watching this TV series by Lee Remini, actress, comedian, about Scientology. It's very interesting. And basically, what she's saying is Scientology is a cult that takes over your life. Well, I got news for Lee Remini. There's all kinds of cults. We're all surrounded with different kinds of cults. They're everywhere. When I was a child from first grade to ninth grade, I belonged to the cult of the Catholic Church, where Scientology had the thing called disconnect, where if you disagreed with Scientology, you were supposed to disconnect, or are supposed to disconnect with your family. Well, the Catholic Church also had that when I was a kid. I don't know if they still have it or not. And it's called excommunication. That's the same thing. And when I was a kid, I realized that the Catholic Church was also a cult, is when I disagreed with it, and they came down hard on me as a kid, that I was not supposed to disagree, yet it was so obvious some of the things that were going on made no sense. There are many fundamental organizations or cults. And I just want to mention one right now. The cult of the job. You need a job because you want to live decent. You don't want to end up homeless. So you get a job. And say you start that job at an hourly rate. Well, they pay you an hourly rate. You work 8 hours. After that 8 hours, your time is your own. And hopefully you have weekends free. So the evenings and weekends and vacation belong to you when you are an hourly worker. But the job, the employer, sees potential in you, and they want to move you up. They want to move you into the corporate culture of the job. Now, what does that mean? Your time is no longer free. Before, when you were an hourly worker, you went home and did as you damn well pleased. Now, you're part of the corporation. They control what you do 24 hours a day. The only thing they can't control is your sleep. And they used to control that when I was a young worker by calling me in the middle of the night about a problem, or call on vacation about a problem. But once you get off that hourly rate, your life is owned by the corporation. They want total loyalty out of you. They want all of your time. They want all of your thought. And then eventually they get around that they want you to lie, cheat, and steal for them. And if you don't, they're going to throw you out of the corporation. Now, they've just given you a nice raise. You're living a nice life. And then they come around and say, now, I want you to steal this for us. There's many forms it can take. But I want you to lie about this for us. And then there goes your integrity. All because you wanted to belong to this corporation. It's that belonging. And so that is another form of cult. Now, most people like the organization or the cult that they're in. And I said, that's wonderful. But through my long life, I have never found an organization that I really thought was fantastic and that I wanted to belong to. But I had to belong to organizations. I had no choice. If I wanted to eat, if I wanted to survive, I had to belong to something or become homeless. So I've had my plenty of experiences with organizations, with cults. And I was able to break free of a lifelong commitment to cults and organizations by providing for myself. How was I able to do it for myself? Is through the stock market. The stock market is now my cult. But it's not a cult that calls me up in the middle of the night and gives me directions. It wants me to do this and that and other things. Although I do get broker representatives calling me every once in a while to see if I want to buy their products. I said, no, thanks. Appreciate your call. Goodbye. But the stock market gives me the freedom because it gives me money without having to put up with the BS of a cult. And that's the only thing I've found, other than discovering a gold mine or an oil well, that gives me the freedom to get away from cults.